Okay, good evening, and this is the semifinals of the Jeto Cup. Thank you for joining us. And if you're just watching, we have these two teams, AzG versus Team Paradise, and this is your caster for tonight, Charles. And I think we have Vanny. Are you joining us tonight, Vanny?
10 seconds to go.
Okay, so looks like Vanny will just be moderating. It's just me tonight. Or do you have something to add?
Try ko pa rin try ko din mag-cast man.
Sige, Tagalog mode tayo ngayong gabi. At ngayon sa AZG, ang unang ban nila ngayon ay si Warlock, habang ang Paradise naman ay si Chen. So, sigurong importante lang ngayon, bago ng patch ngayon, 6.79. So, madaming pagbabago. Isang ban pa ng AZG ngayon ay ang Lone Druid. So, tapos si Darkseer naman ang laban ngayon ng Team Paradise. So, dalawang supports, tapos mga dalawang cores din ang laban ngayon. So, tignan natin ang unang pick. Exciting ngayon dahil yung nga bagong patch na nga, may mga na-nerf at may mga lumakas ngayon na bagong mga heroes. Like sa mga pro game ngayon, malakas yung Elder Titan. Tignan natin kung ano yung pipiliin ngayon ng AZG gamers. Yung bagong patch din ngayon, mas maganda rin para sa mga supports. Ikaw, Vanny, palagay mo ano yung mga patch ngayon?
Ano yung masasabi ko sa patch?
Oo, para yung epekto.
Di ako masyado napaglaro.
Okay.
Di ako masyado napaglaro this past few weeks. So, masasabi ko sa mga nakita kong competitive games, maraming pumipili ng Lich ngayon eh. O yun, first pick siya ng AZG. And Night Stalker. And Luna. Yun, yung tatlong yun yung lagi kong nakikita sa mga competitive games.
So, ngayon napili ng AZG nga ang nabanggit na Lich, habang sa Paradise na pili niya ang Lifestealer at Jakiro. So, Lich usually malaki yung buff niya sa patch na to, at dahil nga sa pagbago sa XP, medyo malaki nga yung nakakontribute niya sa mga laning. Actually, tapos habang ngayon, sa kabila naman yung Jakiro, okay pa rin naman, pero mas mabait nga ang patch sa sa mga supports ngayon. Tapos siyempre si Lifestealer, maganda pa rin naman ngayon. Tapos siyempre mukhang counter pick ang ginawa ng ACG gamers, si Razor pinili. Usually pang tapat to kay Lifestealer dahil kapag nag-raid siya, tumatagos naman ang kanyang static link. So ngayon nasa pangalawang ban phase tayo. So tignan natin ang pipiliin ngayon. So, Vanny, palagay mo yung Razor na to, saan siya ngayon? Sa safe lane o sa gitna? Or baka mag 2-1-2 din sila?
Tingnan natin. Feeling ko pwede rin sila mag-2-2 eh. Or minsan kasi uso na ngayon yung dual lane. Let's see kung ano pa yung mapipili nila later. Pero I'm sure yung Razor sa mid yan.
Okay. So, yon. Tapos may mga bans na tayo. Nag-ban ulit ang ACG ng isa pang kanilang carry, ang isang Spectre. Habang binan naman ng Team Paradise ang Queen of Pain. Usually, ano po siya? Usually sa mid. At,
ay, Charles.
Opo?
Pwede ka mag-English ha? English ka lang. Okay.
Sige. Okay lang. Sige. So now we're just waiting for their fourth bans, and yeah, as Vanny mentioned, the dual lanes are popular now, especially with this new patch. Teams are still figuring out. So let's see what their configuration is, and actually, one significant change is the day-night cycle. That's why he said the Night Stalker is a popular pick, and actually it's still open right now for Team Paradise, and they ACG now bans actually another popular carry, the Troll Warlord. He's been nerfed a bit, or rather he's been changed a bit, but he's still a very viable hero now. Actually, Abaddon is also another potent support. And actually earlier I was playing Crystal Maiden. The new Tranquil Boots is actually very effective for these roaming supports. So now let's see what Team Paradise will ban. I think yeah, they can still actually ban carry or even the support. So yeah, we were speaking of carry, so they banned the Sven. And then so now it's back to the picking phase. Yeah, I think Paradise can now pick their hero. So it's still more of a 6.78 lineup. They pick Visage to help with the Jakiro. So Visage very potent in tri lanes, and this might be offensive tri lane with the life stealer. Although yeah, one big change here with the patch is that offensive tri lanes are now very viable, and here with you have the long range initiation with the ice path or counter initiation as it may be, and Visage despite some recent nerfs, he's very vulnerable now during the early levels, especially with that armor reduction and that yeah, and his spell resistance reduction. But he's still very good. So let's see how Team Paradise will adapt to the recent patch, and whether this initial tri lane will still work, while AZ gamers still has the pool open to them, and now they're digging into their reserve time. So let's see. Yeah, they can actually pick their carry now, or again pick their supports, or even the offlaner. So speaking of offlaners, with the new patch, you know, several more viable offlaners now, like the Brood Mother or even the Bounty Hunter. They say is really more potent now since he can just hang in the jungle while the opponent's supports are there and each of some XP. So now AZ Gamers picks Crystal Maiden. So that's their second support. While okay, so now actually Team Paradise goes for Disruptor. This will most likely be their mid hero. I think one big change with Disruptor is if you get an Aghanim's on him, his ulti also silences items. That Static Storm can also silence items. So that's a very big change, but the question is whether he can get to that point and how viable he will be. It's a bit tough with fighting off the Razor, mainly because well, it depends if Razor skills unstable current that can hamper the enemy. But in terms of initiation, Disruptor is very good. With I mean Glimpse and Thunderstrike is always potent, and the Glimpse, you know, if an enemy teleports to their tower, he can always glimpse them back and essentially waste that town portal. So okay, so AZG picks Orza. This will most likely be their carry. So it's actually he's not the heaviest carry, but it means they want to fight relatively early. And perhaps a big change now is the Roshan timing. So let's see how potent that Ursa combo will be. So now Team Paradise bans the Weaver. Usually still a very flexible core hero who can usually go anywhere in the off lane, mid lane, or safe lane. Well, AZG now has to ban. Yeah, I think they should ban another carry. Actually, right now, I think Ricky is very good. Yeah, and they've already banned the Spectre, so let's see what other heroes they wanna ban. Okay, so they banned the Dragon Knight. Maybe not the most hardest carry, but still very potent overall. And now it's now Team Paradise's turn for their last pick, so this is their carry. Uh, so they go for Bristleback. Yeah, yeah. So Vanny, do you have anything to add there?
I was thinking of Clockwork, but I was surprised that they picked Bristleback.
Yeah, Bristleback was actually very popular several years ago, especially in the Chinese scene. Usually with that, it ended up in a lot of nerfs, but you know he's very tough and he can attack from the back. So let's see how potent Team Paradise will make. And now AZG picks their offlaner, so Bounty Hunter. So that completes their lineup. So let's see how these two teams will fare. Whether we'll see a 2-1-2 or typical 1-1-3 fight. And actually, might be even interesting if Paradise goes for their normal offensive tri lane. So again, if you're just watching this, this is the Jeto Cup, and thank you for watching. We have a Facebook page, the facebook.com/Jeto Cup, or our Tumblr page, friendlydota.tumblr.com. So now we have these two teams, Team Paradise versus Team AzG. So here on the Radiant side, it's Team Paradise. So let me introduce them. XP Sonic Blade on the Bristleback. He's going in the off lane. Demand Red 1687 on the Life Stealer. Martin Panda on the Disruptor, who's going mid. Rav on this Jakiro, and Rainman on this Visage. So they're most likely going that safe lane, tri lane. While on the Dire side, you have AZG Althea Lice on the Bounty Hunter going on the off lane. Django on the Razor, he's our mid lane hero. It looks like that Rai on the Lich will be joining the Bounty Hunter on the
15 seconds.
long lane. 9 days on the Ursa, and ACG stand-in, we don't know his name, on the Crystal Maiden. So look like it's a 2-1-2 laning here for the Dire side. While the Radiant will go for a more 6.78 tri lane. So I actually have no idea how this will work. So if you're watching us, thank you. It's very late at night, and tomorrow is a holiday due to the barangay elections. And this is actually best of 3. And actually nice placement here. This sentry ward here on the Dire blocking this camp. Although I don't think it will be that effective. But now this bounty hunter's already harassing this Visage. And then in the mid lane, we have the Disruptor versus Razor matchup. And I think this Razor, yeah, has a double damage rune. But so far, last hits and denies, it's a even 1 hit and 1 deny for the Razor, while the Disruptor, yeah, hasn't had any last hits yet. Okay, and then perhaps, yeah, big change here is that range heroes now get the same denied XP as melee heroes. So denials won't be as effective, although, yeah, if you still get denied, that's still very good. And now, yeah, so looks like this dual lane for the Dire is still working out. There's 3 heroes here, and the Radiant can't really pull due to that sentry ward block. And the big change here is that sentry wards last longer now. I think it's 4 minutes. And yeah, so now these creeps are pushing into the long lane of the Dire. So that's a lot of XP for these dual lane heroes. While on top, yeah, Crystal Maiden is getting some pulls, while this Ursa Warrior is just getting the creeps. But this Crystal Maiden is being contested actually by the Bristleback. Yeah, so actually this Bristleback can get XP from those neutral camps. Part of the changes now. And looks like this offensive tri-lane the bot is making go the Bounty Hunter, and will they get him? He goes invisible and actually is down to makes it alive with 3 HP. It's now going back to heal. So now you just have this Lich, but I think he'll be able to hold it off. And then on top, yeah, this Bristleback is surviving. It's so far there's not much pressure that the combination of Ursa and Crystal Maiden can do, but I think the Crystal Maiden will now try to zone them out. And then mid, it's the Razor leading with 10 last hits and 2 denies, and the Disruptor only 2 hits, 4 last hits and 2 denies. And actually there's a misplay there. I think the Thunderstrike was hitting the creeps instead of the Razor. So actually I'm still not really familiar how regarding this new patch and who's leading new changes, so it's still anybody's game. And yeah, the bottom Radiant jungle has been dewarded, so they'll have access to their camps now, I think. Yeah. Does this sentry ward block? Okay, so I think that was a misplay by the Radiant. They drop a sentry ward there, and it's blocking their own creep camp. Courtesy of our admin Vanny. And then so now,
Okay,
yeah,
actually, if you notice, both couriers are not fancy. They don't have cosmetics.
yeah. And speaking of couriers, yeah, it's actually the 3 minute mark now. So Radiant hasn't upgraded their couriers to the flying, but the Die already has it flying. Yeah, that's one change due to the patch. You can't upgrade your couriers. So that will actually help the Razor at mid, who's been more or less winning that lane. Yeah, and I think yeah, that's a big misplay here by the Radiant team blocking their own creep camp. Although I think they were looking for the bounty hunter, and that might have been one of the reasons why it was dropped there. And now on top, yeah, it's just both teams content to farm. So actually in the lead right now is the Razor with 17 last hits and 6 denies. But going for the Radiant team now, it's their second and third top farmers are on their side. It's the Bristleback, who despite facing dual lanes doing pretty well. And actually the Urza manages to catch up now with the Life Stealer in terms of last hits. And actually we've switched now to dual lane for the Radiant side, so it's just 2-1-2 formation for them. And now look like this Bounty Hunter is going on this Jakiro, and he might get it. There's an Ice Path, but let's see if he can get the last hit. So yeah, so he gets the last hit, and that's first blood going for the Dire. So I think yeah, and because of that, I think advantage now is going really to the Dire. I mean, they're winning mid lane, and on the bottom lane, there's also that denial XP coming from the Lich, in addition to that kill by the Bounty Hunter. And yeah, and actually let's see with what this Bristleback will be able to do. He does have a lot of farm, and joining him is that Visage, and let's see if they can make a go at this Ursa Warrior. No, while this Crystal Maiden is just content to pull on this small creep camp, one of the big change, but it was actually stacked, so that's why it's killing their own creep wave. And yeah, I think that could have been contested by the Radiant team.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So now, okay, so now relatively peaceful fight, 5 minutes in. And if you notice, it's already nighttime. One of the new changes, the day-night cycle goes in and out every 4 minutes instead of 6 minutes. So actually now would be a nice, good time to gank, but so far none is coming so far. Looks like at the bottom that Disruptor manages to kill the Razor with that Thunder Strike. They were both actually very low, and that Razor was in no man's land, circling in the Radiant side, and actually dies there to the Disruptor, who snags an invisibility rune. And let's see if he can get a kill on this Lich. Might be a bit difficult for the Bounty Hunter without a detection, but yeah, now this Disruptor finds the Lich, but the Lich was heading back to the tower while this Bounty Hunter's invisible. Then on top, yeah, this Visage was contesting that creep camp, and this Disruptors still has that invisibility rune, looking for an opportunity, and he should spot that Bounty Hunter, and they drop a sentry ward. So now they're making go to him a nice ice path. So, and he dies. The Lich tries to salvage it by throwing his ultimate, the Chain Frost, but doesn't get any kill. So nice comeback there from the Radiant side. And while that was happening, they get a kill also on the Crystal Maiden, but the Bristleback loses his life in return. And that Ursa is now chasing that Visage, but he just hangs back. And while that Disruptor was looking for kills, this Razor was just farming in mid and has his bottle and boots. Disruptor has his arcane boots. So now a flying courier for the Radiant, and they're looking to make a go at this Ursa. For the most part, I think it's pretty even. Still too early to tell. It's a small advantages. Okay, so we're just waiting for both teams. This Crystal Maiden seems to be rotating top. In the XP chart, slight advantage for the Dire, 1,500 XP. Or now it's actually dipped, it's 1,000 XP. While on the gold graph, it's negligible, 500 gold, favoring the Dire. Yep. And this Ursa now defends. So now this Razor rotates in, looking to make a go at this Visage. One hit, two hits, but the Disruptor comes in, and now they're making counter initiation. So the Disruptor drops his ulti, and looks like low life now on the Dire Heroes, but so far no one's died yet, but they managed to get the kill on the Trezor. Bristleback is changing the Torso Warrior and gets the kill, but he's within tower range, and the Lich is doing some damage to him. So that Trezor, so they get Bristleback in exchange. So Radiant kills the Ursa, but they lose 2 heroes in the process, and now they're transitioning into a push, but that tower still relatively fresh. This Bounty Hunter at bottom is doing quite well. And yeah, in the lead really right now is the Tracer with 40 last hits, followed by the Bristleback and then the Ursa Warrior. Sorry for that. Vanny, any comments in the game so far?
Okay. Actually, Jakiro is not rotating too much because I think he has a chance of TPing here in the top lane and try to help his teammates, but he didn't.
Yeah, and he actually has the gold for that TP. Yeah, I think they're still adjusting to the patch changes. And yeah, right now pulling isn't as effective because the creep camps doesn't give as much XP. And now actually this Ursa Warrior is getting that Roshan. So yeah, part of the new change, it's Roshan respawns in 8 minutes and you're between 1 to 3 minutes afterwards. So that's why you see that new animation there. And actually they managed to get a kill on the Bounty Hunter. Sorry for missing that. Yeah. And now this Razor comes in, but he gets Ice Path, so he won't get a kill on that Life Stealer, and yeah, he might just lose his life. Actually, they get a kill on that Life Stealer in Jakiro, so nice play, and that was I think they were tracked there, and yeah, he manages, so that's 3 kills for just 1 earlier, thanks to that rotation by the Ursa. And that Razor are barely surviving, and I think I did notice, yeah, he had a double damage rune, so that one helped them win that fight. So very good for them, and you know that one had the track gold going for them. And now it looks like the top will be the next fight. They're going on this Lich, who's out alone here, and nice stun there by the Visage familiars, and this Bristleback is chasing. Now it's just the familiar, and this Lich will be escape with very low life. And now there's actually a counter fight here with the Bounty Hunter and Crystal Maiden rotating in, but they're now low on life as well. And this Bristleback is has been tracked. Let's see if, okay, and this Bounty Hunter has been dusted, and there is that Disruptor. So the kinetic field misses, but this Razor now is chaining this Bristleback, and he dies to the Lich ulti, the Chain Frost. But the rest are now hitting the creeps. So for the most part, despite that prolonged fight, still track gold going to the heroes there. And this Razor gets the kill on that Disruptor. And now they're making a go at this Visage, who's also been tracked. So actually looks like he's still surviving, but finally dies. And yeah, that's again track gold. So that's track gold going to that Bounty Hunter and Razor. So very good right now for the Dire team. That's actually 4 deaths in the past minute, and without them losing anyone. And they still actually have that Aegis on that Ursa Warrior. And now yeah, they're pinging him. And on mid, okay, yeah, it's just the Lich and the Razor farming. But the problem with Ursa, he's not really the best pusher, so we just content to kill these creeps. But he's not really getting contested. Yeah, and also we should note it's already night time, so both teams don't have that much vision right now. Just this sentry ward by the Dire. Actually, yeah, on top of, when it comes to warding, it's a Dire who's dominating in terms of those wards. Yeah, and a big change now also is Observer Ward the last 7 minutes. Okay, so finding a ward here dropped by the Radiant side to give them more vision. But looks like Dire still chilling into this bottom tower push with that yeah, with 4 heroes there, while Radiant heroes are actually focused on mid. And it's just this bounty hunter who's just on top. So now, yeah, they're pinging this bottom tower, yeah, and I don't think Radiant can really defend it, especially since they're still a bit far off. And this Bristleback has been tracked, and this bounty hunter is just harassing him. But there's a disruptor coming in there, and they dust him, and I think they might get that kill. He's dying to Thunderstrike, and the teleport, and some right clicks. Okay, he actually survives the Thunderstrike. It's very low on life now, and uses a Tango to regenerate some life. So he actually made it back. But looks like Dire kills that jungling life stealer. So good play on their part, and I think they might transition into this mid tower push.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
So okay, we're just waiting for
Top tower has been
that.
destroyed.
Yeah, and then bottom, yeah, it's just Lich versus Visage. Right now, big advantage going favoring the Dire team,
Radiant has fortified its structures.
and things aren't really going well right now for the Radiant team as they lose their mid tower.
Radiant's
But
middle
one big change here is that you get more gold for ending streak, so there's still a comeback mechanism for the Radiant. If the Dire overextends, they can still find their way back into this fight. And looks like they spot this Razor thanks to that Familiars, and the Kinetic Field doesn't catch anyone, but it does zone them out. So that wraparound didn't work quite well, but this Razor's getting a haste rune and is almost has his BKB there. So yeah, there's this wrap around now by the Dire team. Looks like they want to find some pick offs or push this mid tower. Yeah, and all 10 heroes, if I'm not mistaken, are at mid. Yes, all 10 are there, and let's see what they can make with this fight. So they're making a go. This Bristleback, but there's a kinetic field that focus on the Ursa Warrior and uses his life, but he also has that Aegis, so he'll just respawn. But so far, no one dying on the side of the Radiant team, and the Dire looks is in a bad position. Yeah, but they finally get that kill on that Bristleback, and will they get a kill on that? They get a kill on the Disruptor, and actually on the Jakiro as well. But they get just a Lich, but he's just a support. And there's some track gold going there in their favor. And now it's just this Life Stealer who falls. So that's a team wipe on the side of the Radiant, and that means this Dire will just transition into this tower push. So that went quite well for them. Lots of XP there and some track gold. And now they're just pushing this mid tower. So early advantage there with the Dire convincingly winning their lanes, and now with these team fights as well. And now they're making a go at this Bristleback who dies, and that's some track gold. But here comes, let's see if they can kill the Razor. This Razor has been sent back, yeah, and he dies thanks to that timely Disruptor glimpse. So yes, Radiant team is finally getting some of those trade-offs that they need, but still it's a bit, despite that streak gold. Yeah, that's Aki 951 for ending Razor streak, so we're talking about that comeback mechanism, but it's still a lot of track gold favoring the Dire. And if you look at the XP chart, yeah, that's a big 15,000 XP lead 17 minutes in, while the gold lead is a respectable 12,000. So Radiant will still need to win a lot of those team fights. And now, yeah, we see this Roshan timer here. And the Familiars now are scouting together with that Courier. Okay, so the Ursa saw the Disruptor, but they don't really clash. Just give me a sec to cough. Yeah, so just a friendly hi. So AzG looking for peace. Switching to a passive game, and they've lost their top tower earlier. So now we have looks like there's a fight at bottom. This bounty hunter But let's see if the opponent side has dust. No, they don't have dust or sentries. So this bounty hunter will just escape. And this Crystal Maiden is rotating on top, but doesn't find anyone yet. Well, the Disruptor will be there soon. And this Ursa just content to farm the jungle. Yeah, so actually this Roshan will be spawning in the 2.5 minute mark. That's what this symbol means. And now looks like there's a fight at top. They're making a go at this Disruptor, and yeah, they get that kill there. Well, this thanks to that assist by the Razor and the Crystal Maiden. And looks like this Razor is diving deep. But as you said, Bristleback is hard to kill when you're fighting him from the back. While this Ursa will get that
Has fallen.
top tower and drop the mecha, and they'll transition into a tier 2 tower push. And with the Tracer there, looks like they can do it. So yeah, and Radiant Heroes are a bit far away, and I don't think there's really much they can do. They're actually trying to make a go at this
Tower has been destroyed.
bounty hunter, but he just turns invisible to escape. And the Dire side gets that tower, and this Razor is now making a go at this life stealer. But the familiars will be there. Will they stun that Razor? They miss on the stun, and now they've trapped this Bristleback. And Razor pops his BKB, looking to get a kill, and gets it. And now he's making a go at this Bristleback. But he's escaping it, and that Ursa can't really chase. He said he'll just go for that Disruptor. Okay, so that's already 3 kills for them. But their creeps are far away, so they can't really push into that mid tower. Okay, so that and despite them winning those team fights, the bounty hunter actually wasn't there. And actually, sorry, they lost the Tracer. So some money going there towards the Radiant team, yeah, and they end his killing spree for 469 gold. So yeah, but right now still a big lead for the Dire, and looks like they want to make a go at Roshan. But they need that Ursa, yeah. Ursa's finally there, so they're looking to make a go, and I don't think the Radiant team suspects this, but they shoot if they hear the Ursa ulti. You see a global sound effect. And there.
Okay, what's your say in Left Stealer's item, Morbid Mask?
Sorry?
What's your opinion about this Morbid Mask item from Lifestealer?
No, it doesn't really work. I think he might go for the Mass of Madness, since he already has that armlet. Yeah, but yeah, I don't like that mask. You might want it for additional attack speed, but I don't think it'll really work. So yeah, I think he could have done with, yeah, I mean, if he transforms it into a Mass of Madness, I think that's the only reason to get it. Or you could always go for that late game build that but I don't think he'll get to the point beyond the Helm of Dominator. And right now, Helm of Dominator alone isn't enough. And Dire team's already pushing that tier 2 bottom tower, and looks like Radiant team will want to contest this. They don't really trap anyone in that disruptor area, but they're making a go at this Bristleback, but it's very tough. Instead, they make a go at that Jakiro, so he's the first to fall. And they're still making a go at this Bristleback, and they get a kill, and that's track gold on what, 4 heroes? Yeah, and yeah, I think maybe since there's a Necronomicon, maybe that Lifestealer wanted to get a Helm of Dominator so that he could dominate the Necronomicon units. But one big change now is those Necronomicon units can't be dominated anymore. So that might have been the reason why he got that Morbid Mask. And that Ursa Warrior was glimpsed, but not really much they can. There's really no conversion there, no kills, and the Dire team just backs off. Yeah, and actually, I think that yeah, looking different, yeah. So Lifestealer still very poor. If you look at the gold chart, that's 25,000 gold lead for the Dire. Vanny, any more comments right now?
I think Paradise can call GG.
Yeah, they should call GG and move on to the next game. But I think, yeah, maybe it's their practice right now, getting used on this new patch, so they make a go at this Lich. And they might get a kill, a nice bat is dropped. Yeah, so they get that pick off on that Lich. I mean, he did use his Necronomicon units there, but they won't really get any kills, and that's actually just gold right now for those heroes. And let's see this Ursa's progression. Already has his Sanje. And more or less has his core item. So now they're making go at this Bounty Hunter. He popped off his BKB but couldn't really teleport. So actually overextension there really by the Dire. That's actually 2 overextensions. One by the Lich and now by the Bounty Hunter. So that's actually some way for the Radiant team to make a comeback. And yeah, and you with the new changes, you can't play that recklessly too often. Okay. So yeah, right now this is Razor with the Haste Rune on top, but he's alone. So if they really wanted to make a go at him, that's also one option. Yeah, but he already transitions to mid together with Ursa. So right now, Radiant team is actually finding the space to farm, but they're also sticking together because they know that they're very vulnerable if they go out alone. In terms of map vision right now, yeah, it's just this one observer ward that expires actually for the Dire. Well, they still have that one at top, and Radiant has also one here by their Ancients, and another one here by defensive ward by the cliff near the large camp. So now there might be a fight at mid. There's a skirmish there, but they back off. So let's see. So that Crystal Maiden is glimpse and is very vulnerable, but she backs off. And let's see if they go for push. Yeah, so that Lifesteer actually went for that Mask of Madness, looking for that DPS, and that BKBs are triggered. So they're making a go at this Visage, and it's a Bristleback who's the next casualty. And big fight here. Chain Frost is thrown. Another hero death on the Radiant team, but the Dire still has all their heroes. So that's 3 heroes dead. And Jakiro buys back, but this is Rax down, and they'll easily get this Rax. So nice ice path there, but let's see if there's follow-up damage. No, that Ursa manages to kill that Disruptor, but he'll die to the tower damage and pops off his Aegis. So it's a team wipe there, and plus a buyback from the Radiant team. So yeah, I think don't really see how Radiant come back, and there's the GG. So we'll just wait for the final score for this game before we move on to the next one. Okay, so our final score is 11-32, favoring AzG. And thank you for watching this Jeto Cup. We'll move on onto our next game.